Hello everyone. Uh, how are you doing these days? We are under not good situation for now, so I try to invite my guest speakers, but you know it was really hard to invite guest speakers, and so I was not enabled to organize guest for a session with guest speaker. So decided to invite myself as a guest speaker. So today's topic is blockchain. Okay, so I don't know how many students have heard or have no idea about blockchain, but we have we are living in the digital era, and also blockchain is one of the tool or is recognized as one of future method to trade uh, monetary assets. And blockchain is one of technology to maintain sustain cryptocurrencies. But actually, blockchain is a remarkable one of a remarkable technology which may replace existing database. All right, so that is my brief information. Well, I have this page because I need to pretend a guest speaker. So I'm a for now I'm a faculty of Open University at Montgomery, and I'm in Information System Department at College of Business. I hold CISA certification and I have a member of uh, Beta Gamma Sigma at New York chapter. And right now I'm head of consultant of Atlanta Knowledge Pan in Atlanta branch, and I did PhD at University of Buffalo, and I hold degree of PhD in management science and systems. All right, that is me, and I think many of you already know about me. And I have some agenda here, so I'm going to explain what is blockchain first, and origin. It's a really interesting story. You may not recognize, but there already been the similar way to describe and maintain the records of transaction. And I'm going to explain how it works on in this digital era, and I will explain some of the opportunity of the uh, blockchain technologies. Okay, and I have some examples and exercises in this session, but I think I don't have enough time to explain it. So I'm going to break this online lecture or online session into 2 to 3 sessions, 2 to 3 video clips. All right, so uh, let's move. So blockchain origins. Before seeing the blockchain origin, we have to see the total search volume on Google. So now it actually I haven't updated the recent data yet, but still the number of frequency of search on blockchain is has been increased so far. And at the time in 2017, December to January 2018, the frequency of Google blockchain search on Google was skyrocket, and we'll have to think about why it was a skyrocket at the time. So let's think about it, about why. Okay, so I don't know how many students have cryptocurrency. I think I have one micro Bitcoin, which is just $10, and because I have a very least asset with blockchain, I don't especially care about the price of blockchain. But if you have a lot of blockchains, 2 to 3, the current price of blockchain is around, I think it's six to $8,000. But at the time, during the time, the price of blockchain was skyrocket to $16,000, and because the price was skyrocket, regardless, well, no matter no matter people have cryptocurrencies, they were gotten an interest in the blockchain technologies and cryptocurrencies as well. So that is one of the reason why I think why it was the number of volume of blockchain and cryptocurrency was skyrocket at the time. Okay, so before moving into cryptocurrency or blockchain, we have to separate Bitcoin and blockchain. So many of you guys may think blockchain is equal to like Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies like Ethereum or Litecoin or Zcoin, but actually blockchain technology is different from Bitcoin. Although blockchain technologies is key technical element which supports Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies. So I'm going to explain some of the definitions of blockchain, Bitcoin and blockchain. Bitcoin is a bunch of computer code that a bunch of criminals, blah blah blah. And Bitcoin is sometimes ordered by companies hoping to snag investor attention and dollars. That means with seeing blockchain, many of Bitcoin traders or companies which operates trading site for cryptocurrencies in order to attract investors and draw attentions from people. So blockchain technology is one of promising technology. That is why many of other companies which want to draw attention of people, saying that blockchain technology, Bitcoin is with blockchain technology, or different bunch of computer code containing unalterable record of series with transactions. So what you have to remember is unalterable. That means once the transaction is approved or admitted, you can't modify, you can delete the existing transaction. So we have to think why blockchain technology could replace relational database. Why blockchain technology could be an alternative for RDBMS. If you think about RDBMS, you should be able to modify, you should be able to add, you should be able to delete existing transaction, right? But how it could be alternative? How blockchain can be alternative for transaction for a relational database? What I can say is blockchain technology can't replace existing major relational database, but it could be alternative for some parts. Okay, such as if you see your balance in your bank account, you'll see the balance, right? Or if you go to credit card, if you log in your credit card, you'll see the balance, right? And the balance is output by calculations of existing your transactions. Such as if I spend $20 twice, and actually I had And when I opened, let's think about. I deposited $100 when I opened the open bank account. So current, I only have one transaction, right? Depositing $100. What if I spend $20 twice? What's my balance? I should have $60, right? And if you use relational database, whenever you have new transactions, new balance have to be calculated, and you relational database may have modified output of your balance, but if still with only the transactions, we can calculate. We always can calculate what's my current balance. First, I have $100 deposit, and I have 220 withdraw. Right? Then my current balance should be $60. So blockchain technology cannot be alternative or cannot replace relational database, but it could be supplement or alternative for some part. Okay, so blockchain technologies, and whenever you add a new transaction, new block will be added, and once the new block created, you can't modify any of existing block. But formerly one transaction is recorded in one block, but now to handle tremendous of transactions using some Merkle tree, multiple transactions will be recorded under one block. Okay. The reason is maybe the response time database, relational database, is really short. Maybe you will get response within milliseconds. But in blockchain technology, one block should take some time to be admitted as new block, because participants, especially major nodes in the network in blockchain, have to validate a new block, and because so to get approval from all nodes, the blockchain technology cannot support real-time transaction. But if you want to apply the blockchain technology to tremendous transactions, that means you can't keep new block in a certain time only, maybe two or maybe couple of minutes, right? So the thinking about time to get approval, the blockchain technology may not be ideal for transactions, for normal transactions by the company in this internet era. So new technology have to be adapted into blockchain technology in order to use the blockchain technology for regular transactions. So Merkle tree have to be that's why Merkle tree has been added under blockchain technology to record huge transactions by companies and individuals. So before going to blockchain technology, we have to see some video. So I'd recommend to watch a video on Yap. Okay, so if I have face-to-face class, now normally I watch the video with you, but I want you to guys watch the video by yourself. Okay, and if I briefly explain the Yap, the people who live in the island keep the records of transaction on the stone, okay, on these stones. So every time who works this way, by having the record on this stone, people who in this village recognize the tradition between people. Okay, so by seeing this, by seeing the transactions in stone, your transactions are approved by the people in the village. Okay, such as let's say we have some transactions like this. Okay, we have transactions like this. Ellie sold cow X to Bob. Okay, Bob sold cow X to Ray, and Ray sold cow X to Kate. So who has the cow X? Who's the owner of the cow? Kate, right? So by seeing by tracking the transactions, there's a lot of things we can calculate, or there are a lot of things we can track only by seeing only the transactions. Okay. So the origin of the blockchain technology and its conceptual model is invented by Satoshi Nakamoto. Okay, so he is or she is anonymous. She or he is not known. We don't know who she is or who he is. But the article was introduced in 2008, but is not academic journal. Although it looks like an academic journal, you can download and you can read for free. You just need to search Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, and you can see the article. And in that article introduces conceptual and technical framework to implement peer-to-peer electronic cash system, which is Bitcoin. Okay. So one of the difference between major different technical difference between blockchain and relational database is is that like this. Relational database is operated by a company, and although they may make a replica to decrease the burdensome of each node, and physically it may be separated, but conceptually all relational database is centralized. But unlike relational database, the transaction is maintained by distributed ledger. And the ledger needs to be approved by participant nodes in certain network. Okay. And because it is operated in distributed network, it is it is more sustainable from hackers who try to leak the information from the central database. The reason is, although certain hackers could get transactions, let's think about this situation. You're a hacker, okay, and you just got transactions, list of transactions and information on the transactions from certain node, but it doesn't mean you can get all other transactions maintained by other nodes in the network. You only got the partial transaction. So let's go back to this transaction again. So let's say you got transaction, this transaction, Bob sold cow X to Ray. Okay, so if you only have the transaction, you may think, according to the information, you may think the owner of the cow is Ray, not Kate. So even if you get this, even if you successfully get the information from certain node, your information or calculated information by partial information could be incorrect. So this is why it could be more safer than relational database. Okay. Okay, so far I've briefly explained the conceptual model of a blockchain, but we're going into its technical model of the blockchain. Okay, so so that is a server. Well, let's see the first figure, which is server-based network architecture. So as long as your machine, you're trying to access certain website, you have to connect certain server, right? Such as if you want to log in Blackboard, then you have to log in Blackboard, and if you want to see the email, you have to log in your email server, right? Other friends or other colleagues, just like you, and or just like your classmates, even including me, I can't read your email, and also I can't get your email. You are the only one who can get your email, right? Looks like convenient. But what if someone else has your password and your account? He can or she can get all emails sent to you, right? This is one of the risk of server-based model. But what if we operate peer-to-peer model? Even if you got your password and password and account, I cannot pretend because I have to be approved. Let's say that's you and that's me, and I got your password account, and I try to pretend you with your password and account, but still I need to be approved by other nodes for me to pretend you with your password, and if the approval is not permitted, I cannot pretend you. That's one of the one of the reason why peer-to-peer could be safer in network. But anyway, so many of the server-based model is based on central database, and you as a client have to be connected to centralized database with agency or middleware, whatever, or software. So most time and energy and investment have to be put in to maintain database and centralized server or database. And this is one of the reasons why many of companies spend huge money and human resource to maintain the server. But what if you are able to participate as member or node in peer-to-peer network to realize blockchain network? Companies or operator of this network don't need to spend a lot of energy to maintain the network, because you play as server and client at the same time. Okay. And in this network, once the new transaction is approved, it will be broadcasted to each peers, and the transaction have to be circulated in this network. So if everyone received the transactions and if everyone approved that is a correct transaction, the transaction is finally validated, just like in Stone in Yap video. And if new transactions happen by some nodes, between some nodes like node here and node this, then once transaction is happened, the transaction have to be distributed by other network. And if transaction AZ is approved, AZ have to be added in XY. So once XY, one new transaction is added after certain network, certain transaction, the transactions cannot be modified. Okay, and there is no function to modify the existing transaction. The reason is once the transaction if the transaction can be modified, you find the output by calculation with previous transactions have to be incorrect. So every transactions in this model shouldn't be modified. Only appending could be possible. It is not impossible to insert between two existing transactions. Only appending is possible type of transaction. Okay. So again, the concept of conceptual model of Bitcoin was very like the transactions described or recorded on the stone of Yap. But Yap, again, to get the approval from all the participants, you need to wait for a certain time, and maybe it could be 2 minutes, couple of minutes, couple of hours, couple of days. It really depends on how many participants are in the network. If there's 5 members only, your all transaction can be approved by other participants very quickly, right? But if you have 1,000 members, million members, you have to wait until the participants approve your transaction with others, right? So you may recording one transaction in one block, and this is called by the way, this is called block. And if only transactions is allowed recorded in one block, it is less efficient, right? So think about, you have to stone in Yap. Okay, so you can record many of transactions in one stone, right? You don't need to the stone don't need to maintain one transaction only. Many people, if the transaction is added, next transaction can be added in the next line, right? Or new transaction, couple more transactions can be recorded on the stone. So if it's full, you can use next transaction, right? Next block or next stone. And to make it possible to record multiple transactions in one block, Merkle tree was introduced. Okay, so Merkle tree to enable Merkle tree, you have to understand and also to add appending new block to previous block, you have to understand hash function. Okay, hash function, I'm going to explain the hash function maybe in a couple of later, couple of next slides. Okay, let me explain hashing. So hashing is a conversion of data of any size through hash function. But so if you hash certain text, it convert to fixed length characters. it really depends on what hash function you use. There are a lot of hash functions. Okay, so why we have to use hash is, well, there are a lot of reasons, but anyway, well, you may think hash is similar to encryption. Yeah, it could be, but encryption, also encryptions convert to the fixed length or variable length text, but hash always convert to fixed length characters. And also, the purpose of encryption is make the text not to exposed to third party. So, but the encrypted text have to be decrypted by certain or designated person. So you have by default encryption expects decryption, but hash cannot be decrypted, and also hash don't need to be decrypted. You may think, why we have to use hash? Why? What's the reason hash is? Well, hash could be worse than encryption because we can't decrypt, right? But not always. Technically and conceptually, encryption and hash is different. Hash are different, and also hash because the distinctive feature of hash function is widely used in Bitcoin and also other area as well. Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and Merkle tree as well. And again, well, there are a lot of hash functions. SHA 256, 32, 64, and many of other hash functions are available. And we're going to test hash function. So to test hash functions, I want you to guys go to browserlink.com tools all hashes. Okay. Let me go to the website. Okay, so I want you to guys browserlink.com tools slash tools slash all dash hashes, and I want you to guys John Pace Mary $5. Okay, John Pace Mary $5. And if you click this button, calculate hashes, it convert this text into designated format of each hash function. Some hash function output up by hash function, the length of outputs really vary. Okay, CLC16 use 4 length of conversion text, and CLC32 1 2 3 4 5 6 8. What about SHA 206? Well, a lot of text. Alright, then let me copy this hash output to Excel file. Okay, first I'm going to copy this original text to here. Okay, and then I will copy NTDL function and SHA 256. Okay, so I will copy this one. Now I will copy output by SHA 256 and CLC16 the reason is CLC hash functions produce relatively shorter output. Okay, and I will change it. Mary pays $5 to maybe John. Let me copy again. Okay, then let me calculate. First, I will copy hash value of NTML, SHA 256, and CLC 16, and CLC 32. Okay. Let me adjust the alignment, and I will count the length, the characters of each output. 1, 2, 3. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, so 32. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 32. Well, it's too long, but I will copy CLC 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's strange. Okay, so I think the CLC is only the one of exception which hash two different lengths, but SHA 250 always, and many of the other hash functions produce same length of characters. All right, you may think the reason why those why the hash functions produce same length of character, because we have same length of characters in the original text. But let me test then this very short text, just 5. Okay, which is much shorter than existing example. Let me calculate the hashes. Now what I will do is copy MTLD. Okay, 5. Copy and SH 256 and CLC 16 and CLC 32. And because it's too long, I'm going to, using function, I'm going to calculate its count characters in this output. Okay, so to count the characters, I need to use a function which is length. Okay, and 36 as well, and it refers the second one and it refers third one. Let me use this function as well. Well, depending on the character, CLC 32 produce different length of characters. I never knew that, but let me test with NTDL, which is 32, right? So you can test. Many of other hash functions. You will see same result except for CLC 32. So that means no matter how many texts you have, you will have exactly same length of output by hash function. That's why we use hash function for a certain purpose. Okay, and you can test. I want you guys test hash in this website. And if you want to, if you go to let me go to and blockchain this website. Okay, blockchain demo hash. Well, the site was modified. And andersbrowserworld.com blockchain hash. And let me test hash function by SHE256. So I will copy this text and we'll paste here. So it automatically calculates SH256 hash, and I will copy and paste. So those two hash functions are exactly the same because we're using same. We are using the same hash function. All right. Well, let me delete it because I just wanted to check if the output is different or not. So I'm going to copy this text to here. Then you'll have new hash, right? So again, if the hash is representing representing a certain block, you always can add new hash value after previous hash value and previous hash value and previous hash value. Okay, let me copy this one and I will paste here. Then you'll have new hash, right? Now I'll copy and paste to here. I got a new hash. So that is the main reason why we can add exactly same size, exactly same length of new block at the end of previous block. And then I want you to guys go to blockchain, right? And if it is first block, I want you to guys type John pays Mary $5. All right, so that is the first, because this is the first block. We have no previous chain hash value, right? And hash, if you produce new hash with John pays Mary $5, then you have hash output, and this goes to previous, right? And new hash goes to next block. So you'll see those hash are same, right? But we have additional information, and which is number of block and nonce in data. So those before I explain blockchain, well, let me go to block and let me type John pays Mary $5. And if you hit, and before hitting the mine button, I will copy this hash value and I will paste here. So different, right? Different hash value. Unlike tab in hash. In hash tab, I have exactly same hash value, but in block tab, I have different. Why we have different hash? The reason is there are additional information, which is nonce. Okay, and nonce is very useful concept or information to get to attention draw attentions from people by giving reward. Okay. So you may think why we need to, you may think in the previous PowerPoint slide, unlike server-based model, peer-to model need to be client and server at the same time. That means to operate this network, we have to allow for the network to use certain amount of resource in our computer or from our device, any of device. Why we have to do that? Right? You may think, what's the reason? Why is the reward to be a network and to be a client and server at the same time in this network? Here's the reason. How blockchain technology, cryptocurrency can draw attentions from people, and this is why one of the reasons why cryptocurrency make people to participant in the network. Okay. Okay. Before going into nonce, we'll see a sample check. So if you see the check, then you'll see John pays $5 for Mary, or John pays Mary $5, right? And we just use the basic information with that date. And if you see the check, there are additional information such as check sequence number and date and account number and routing number and check number. And also you can leave some memo, right? You can some memo. So maybe if we convert this check to blockchain model, you must have your public key, right? That is your unique number in blockchain technology, and that is John's primary key, private key, and that is a unique identifier for John in the network. But to add this transaction, to append this transaction to previous attempt at the end of previous transaction, we must know what was the previous transaction, right? Because it is only possible append one transaction to the end of previous transaction. You cannot append multiple transaction. Only one transaction is possible. So that is why we have to keep the previous transaction. So with all these information have to be, and also time as well, all these information have to be recorded, have to be converted to hash output using certain hash function. And also there's no nonce here. Again, you may have question why we have to spend our resource, why network have to be, why we have to allow the network use our resource without reward. What if you have reward? That is a really good question. So if you have, so nonce, let me go back to website. Nonce is temporary number to be added and converted with this information as hash output. And if nonce number is short, it's really easy to calculate. So if you modify the nonce number, you will see the hash value also changed. So let me give a really long nonce number, such as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to add random number. guesstimating hash function if you have pretty long nonce number. And also, although it look like hash values is very simultaneously calculated, but if you have long enough nonce number, computer needs to spend longer time to get hash value compared with short nonce number. So if you can guesstimate what is the hash value, expect hash value with certain nonce number, you get rewarded. You will get rewarded with certain cryptocurrency such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin, and Zcoin, and a lot of different cryptocurrency. So someone who can calculate hash value, or who can expect certain nonce value for this hash value, will get reward. And if you have multiple transactions and long enough nonce number, it's going to be hard to guess what is hash value. So to get the right hash value, you need to consume, and this information will be used to verify the transaction, new transaction. So if there's tons of million people, and who calculate successfully or hash value first, will get rewarded. And to get rewarded, you have to use pretty powerful machine or device to get hash value, to be winner for the reward. Again, if the nonce number, the longer nonce number, the higher hash value. The shorter nonce number, the easier hash value. So let's go to blockchain, and well, let's see. We have 5 length nonce number, okay, and with 5 lengths, 5 characters of nonce number, is going to be not that hard to guesstimate hash value. We already have a hash values, right? But we have to add information, which is information of transaction. John pays $5. Mary $5. Okay, let me mine it. This is real hash value with nonce number. Okay, let me go back to blockchain. John pays Mary $5. So with this nonce, let's count. Let me use timer to check out how long it took to calculate hash value. Okay, let me click it. Okay, well, it should be shorter than 6 seconds, because I click this button first, and then I click mine button. So anyway, 6 seconds and 74 milliseconds. Alright, let me put 1. Okay. Oh, I think I didn't reset, right? Let me try again. Five seconds. Alright, then let me use long enough nonce number. 6. Well, I don't have enough sample, but if you have a long nonce number, then it takes, you can see it may takes longer time. We have to test. We have to not to be biased. We have to test more. But let me test one time again. One more time again. Okay, 4, right? So if the nonce number, we can see, well, if the nonce number is shorter, there might be more variation and uncontrollable issue to get the shorter time or longer time due to the length of nonce. But we can see it takes shorter time if the nonce number is shorter, and also we can see it takes longer time if the nonce number is longer. So it decides the length of nonce, decide hardness to get right hash value, right? So that means to get reward at initial stage, to make your network, blockchain technology network, get popularized, you have to use a shorter nonce number, right? And if you think you have enough participants who are willing to verify the hash value, you can decide longer nonce number, because you have enough participants. So mechanism is like this: the first participant who calculate hash value had to be validated with other network participants, and also other participants need to calculate hash value. And if the hash value match to each other, the one who calculate hash value first will get reward in the form of Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. Okay, so that is why many of people were willing to participate in the network of Bitcoin, and really it depends on how fast the hash value can be calculated is on computing power. So that is why many of people consumes a lot of money to obtain powerful enough computer or cryptocurrency miners, such as ASIC. Normally cost a couple of $1,000s. And if you have high enough possibility to get hash value at first with only fast enough machine, is worthy to invest on money, including other costs like electricity and other operating costs like air conditioner. And let me calculate next hash value with other information. Mary, let me use the example in our PowerPoint slide. Okay, in Yapstone. Okay, here. I'm going to copy this one to here, and I will delete the space. For right now, by the way, I don't have any participants in this network, so there's no way for my hash value, calculate hash value to be validated. But anyway, I can calculate hash value. So if I have three more students, and if the first calculator, then my hash value have to be validated by other participants. Okay, so let me use the second information, and I will copy to here. and I can see the hash value is copied to here, and newly calculated hash value will be appended to the previous hash value, which is this one. Okay, I got this hash value, and this is copied to here, and I will copy this one to this text area. Alright, so I could calculate new hash value. And was 1 hour passed, so my intention to record the video clip is have to be less than 1 hour, but I already have 1 hour and 1 minute. So let me cut the video clip here, herein, and I will post next video clip pretty soon, and I will see you guys on other conceptual key element to operate Merkle tree, maybe a Merkle tree. Okay, so I want you guys test before seeing next video clip. I want you guys test the website. I mean, this one and this one. Okay, so to get enough knowledge on the blockchain and mining hash. Alright, we'll see you guys. Thank you for watching video clip, and I will see you guys in next video clip.